Start your week with a triple shot of good vibes. This is the Project Joy podcast. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. Thanks for joining me. Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday to you. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and I'm super excited to be here with you for another episode of Project Joy podcast live today. I am so excited that you're here and thankful that you are taking the time to spend your morning with me today, because you could be anywhere else in the world, and I'm thankful that you're here. I want to give a quick hello and good morning to my friends over on my TikTok community. I've moved my camera, so now my camera's up here, and then I have my camera for the show down here. I also want to make sure to say good morning to my folks that are in the comments. We have Chad here for the positive vibes and the Monday joy. I am thankful that you are here, my friend. I appreciate you. And I would love if you are joining us on Facebook or YouTube to use the comment section, say good morning, and let us know where you're joining from. I would love to hear from you today. So joy this week for me. So first, happy new moon, you guys. It was the new moon last night, new moon in Aries, which is always interesting because I typically don't fare well under the fiery moons. I'll put it that way. But it was good. It was good last night, and I slept really well, and it was amazing. Hey, Shoshana Chaim is here. Good morning, Shoshana. Shoshana has a fabulous book coming out this week. I need to show you guys. We have Jimmy down in the comments this morning. Good morning. Good morning. It's good to see you all here. And so yeah, new moon last night, but it was good. I slept well. We had a barbecue yesterday with the family, and made s'mores, which we hadn't done in a while. They were, of course, vegan and gluten-free and all of that stuff that we do here. And they were delicious. And the kids had a good time setting the marshmallows on fire, which is always fun. We've got Frank here this morning. We have Jimmy here this morning. We have Greg here this morning from in France, you guys, all the way in France. Greg was on the Breakthrough Show for season 4, you guys, and it was super fun to have him on. I actually met Greg playing Minecraft. That's a whole story. It's been such a cool experience for me getting to meet people on TikTok and on games and all of these places where you wouldn't expect, who are now either watching the show or have been on the show, which is super fun. And just getting to deepen those relationships a little bit, you know what I mean? And so that is something that really brings me joy. So going back to this week, we did the barbecuing yesterday. It was a very roller coaster week for me in a lot of different ways. There's a lot of up and down for me physically, and this is one of those weeks that I've had where I really had to work that joy muscle. And what do I mean by that? It means choosing joy. So I had a beautiful conversation with a friend, Ramirez, who comes on my TikTok lives this morning. And we were talking about being in a space of sadness or depression or something of that nature. And what I shared was that, you know, we have so much control behind what we choose to do, and whether we want to choose joy in the midst of sadness and external things that are going on, issues that we have with other people, etc. We have so much opportunity there to choose joy, and this doesn't mean that you're going to make those choices and then everything is going to be fine. And at the snap of a finger, you're going to be cured of your sadness, of your depression, of anything that you're going through. It doesn't mean that. It means, though, that you are bettering your chances. It means, though, that now you have more choices available to you. And so it's really important, I think, to recognize if you see someone in your life that is sad, depressed, anxious, going through different things, don't go into a space of judgment telling them that they shouldn't feel that way. If they feel like life is crazy, if they feel like, they're going through a hard time, don't tell them that they shouldn't feel that way. Look at maybe some of the little things that they might be doing to improve or change their situation and acknowledge those and say, that you love them and you're proud of them and congratulate them for taking those steps to surround themselves with things that can help them get out of that space. The one thing I was sharing this morning on TikTok before we came on here was that, everything else could be going wrong around you, but it's so important for us to surround ourselves. And we've talked about the importance of that several times on the show since the start of the year, about the importance of surrounding yourself with people who are going to lift you up, that are going to be in a positive vibration, not people that are going to force you or say you have to be this way and this is the way you have to do it. And what do you have to be sad for? There's nothing to be sad for, but to lift you up through their actions, through the things that they're doing, through being a positive person themselves. So important for us to surround ourselves with people like that, because at those times when we are tired and can't find the joy or take ourselves to that space to bring ourselves into a space of joy and gratitude and all of those things, the other people around you can help provide an energy that can bring you there if you choose to see it, if you choose to grab onto it. All right, I need to share about some of the friends that are joining us this morning. Chad is trucking through sunshiny 47-degree Virginia. That's a little chilly, Chad. Frank says he's ready. Come on. Next segment, I will bring you on. Delights Digital Cafe is always being silly. I see London. I see France. I wish I had New Orleans. That's a great line right there. Great line. I couldn't agree more with Shoshana. Shoshana had said, you are making amazing friends. I are good at making amazing friends. Or I said what I said. You are amazing at making friends. That I am. And I'm also great at Englishing, clearly. Brian Tracy, good morning to you, my friend. How are you today? Caroline, good morning. How are you, my friend? Yes, absolutely. Merci bien. I'm learning Spanish right now. That's just going to confuse me. Oh my gosh. You know who else I see here? First of all, Anna's here. That's why she comes to my TikTok. I love you so much, my friend. I can't even express how much I love my TikTok friends. I see Dory Huff up there in TikTok land as well. Chad wants to be lifted up without having to sit on a forklift. I mean, who doesn't want that? I have to say hi to my good friend, Sherry Goodall, this morning. I was just thinking about you. I'm not kidding this weekend. And I literally put it down as a note, connect with Sherry this week. And look what I've done. Look what I've done. Oh my gosh. I love you too. The comments are crazy here this morning, you guys, but this is what I love. So that's Brandon's company, Delight Digital Cafe. And he typed in our tagline from Love Rally last night. That is something else that brings me joy every other Monday morning, is participating in Love Rally. And I've talked about this on here before, and getting to have the opportunity to surprise people and to bring them a little bit of love and joy. And that's our tagline that we use when we go to different rooms. And Brandon was coming to give me a love slap, a TikTok love slap, but on on Facebook and YouTube. I love it. Let me go back to your original comment, Frank. So talking about depression, when I went through my divorce for years ago, I went through a bad situation where I got depressed, and I was living in Atlanta away from Saxon, your daughter. And I try to continue to hurt myself. So I had counseling, but if I can tell anybody who's going through a divorce or is down, keep trying to go see a counselor. I got through it and now I'm a better person. Yes. I mean, there's so many amazing counselors and coaches and all of that out there. And I really try to come from a perspective on this show of leadership, of how we can be a better leadership and bring joy to other people. And it's definitely a conversation that I do want to get into today, because it's one that I think is an important one. How can we step up and be a better friend, a better leader, a better example to other people who are in need of experiencing more joy in their lives? And I want to encourage you that you can head over to projectjoypodcast.com at any time during this show and join us live for the next segment. So it's projectjoypodcast.com. And all you have to do is, there's a big button right in the center of the page that says join live. And when you click that button, you will be brought into my little green room behind the scenes, and I will be able to bring you on air to share a moment of joy or gratitude with our audience. So I would love for you to do that in the next segment. So as I'm finishing up this one, head over to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button to share a moment of joy or gratitude live on air with me today. So I would love to get in this conversation of how we do that, how we can create a better space of joy or gratitude for other people. How can we step up as leaders in that area? And it's really important for us to do that. Frank's talking about faith really helping him through his divorce as well. Delilah, all you need is the music. Jennifer, how are you, my friend? Good morning or afternoon there. Good afternoon. Happy Monday. You need to come on and say good morning to me on the show, Jennifer, because it's been too long since I've seen your beautiful face. So Jennifer, you need to go to projectjoypodcast.com and click the join live button and come on air with me this morning, because you have to. I just want to see your face, Jennifer. I know I missed your face too. Anne Marie, you do not look like a sea hag. You don't. You don't. Though I love the visual that I just got with that. I'm just trying to say, it was good. It was good. Yes, sort your hair out. Come on the show and say hello and good morning. All right, you guys, we are going to take a quick break. We're going to come back with sharing some joy with other people. And we're going to dig in a little bit to that topic today of really how we can step up as leaders and create that space of joy for other people in the world. So important for us to do that. And so we're going to be back in just a minute for more of Project Joy Live. What's up, everyone? It's Jessica here, your host of the Project Joy podcast and, of course, The Breakthrough Show. I want to take a moment and thank all of our supporters here at the show. With your financial support, we are able to expand the show and reach more people with the hopes of inspiring our audience members to change their lives for the better and know they are supported during times of breakthrough. We welcome our one-time contributions to our show by sending a PayPal to business@thebreakthroughshow.com, or you can join us at patreon.com/thebreakthroughshow, where you'll be rewarded for your regular contribution with things like our exclusive community, Soul Connection Collective, merchandise discounts, fun shout-outs on the show, and more. On behalf of everyone here at The Breakthrough Show and its network, we thank you for your generous support. And now, back to the podcast. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas, and as always, I am super excited to be here with you this morning. I want to thank everybody who's joining us in the comments today. We have so many amazing people that are joining us today. We were just talking during commercial break over on TikTok. Jimmy's hanging out on a couple of the different platforms. He's like, I don't know how you're juggling all these comments and platforms and everything else. I think, here's the thing, is that I started doing the Breakthrough Show a while back, and when I started not feeling well going into season 3-ish, or feeling worse than I had been, there were so many people that said, don't do the show anymore. Go get some rest. Go hug your babies. Go lay down. Don't worry about it. And I couldn't do it. And I couldn't do it not because I couldn't walk away, or I can't rest, or I don't know how to take care of myself, or none of that. It was about the fact that this brings me purpose and it brings me joy. And I am convinced that, a year and a half ago, when I was at my absolute lowest point physically, that if I hadn't continued to do the show, and at least at minimum that I wouldn't be here today. I really, truly believe that. And I think it's so important, as we're talking about joy and everything else, to push through these times that we have, even the feelings of depression for quote unquote no reason, right? The feelings that just come up. It's so important for us to have a sense of purpose and a sense of, this is why I need to wake up in the morning. And that can help us. It's 100%, I believe, why I'm still here. Jimmy's saying #joy on all levels. I love that. So I have a friend who was peer pressured this morning, clearly, to join me live and come say hello. So I want to welcome back to Project Joy my good friend from across the pond, the big pond. You know which one I'm talking about. Jennifer Ishbal is here.
Hey.
Morning. Good afternoon.
The big pond.
The big pond,
As opposed to the small pond.
Well, because sometimes there is a small pond, and
there is. Sometimes there is.
I don't know where. Could you imagine describing that to someone, like you live around near a pond, like a small little pond, and going, oh, my friend lives across the pond? It would be like, why are you saying it like that?
Bless you. It's so nice to see your face.
It's so nice to see your face. What have you been up to?
Not a lot. I've been finding joy in sorting my house out.
Hey.
I have literally found duvet covers, towels, pillowcases, pillows, things I didn't know that I even had in my house today.
Wow.
Yeah, so the animal shelter is getting a lot of extra duvets and towels and things this weekend.
That's awesome though. Yay. I really want to say that sorting out my house brings me joy. Okay, so
but it doesn't. You'd be lying.
I'd be lying. You could tell my whole face will change if I talk about it. No, it's like the I guess the everyday kind of stuff. So we just bought this house and we're doing some flipping of some of the rooms. So I posted recently about my dining room. We painted, we primed, we made it pretty looking, right? I like that part. I don't like going through junk. I don't like organizing stuff. And everybody says, oh, Jessica, it'll be so easy once you find a home for things. You don't have 6 kids. Don't judge me.
I don't know what it's like. I always find it interesting talking to my US friends because our houses are so different. But here we obviously have a lot of older style houses, and they're great because they have so much cupboard space. Like cupboards under the stairs and cupboards here and little nooks and crannies. And it's amazing until you realize you've been living in a house for 6 years and you still have boxes that you didn't unpack from 6 years ago at the back of the cupboard under the stairs. And there's boxes in the cupboard in the bathroom, and there's boxes in the cupboard in the bedroom. And you're like,
are you calling me out?
And it's really stressing my sister out right now because I happened to mention about 3 years ago to my sister that I thought that there was a box somewhere that had all the, I was sure there was a piece of important jewelry in there, and I was sure there was a dish that I brought back from New Zealand and this other thing from Spain. And my sister's like, how can you live like this? How can you live knowing that these things are somewhere in a box? And I was like, I don't know what's in the box. I know there's a big box and there's stuff in it, but I don't know what's in there. And every time I go around and see her, she's like, have you found the box yet? No. She's like, she's having anxiety about when are you going to find this box?
Yeah. People don't get it. People don't get it. Anne has 5 children. It is a lot. It is a lot. And Chad would like you to come help him with his when you're done.
Well, in full transparency, what happens is I don't do anything in my house for about a year, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I need to just do something. And then I tend to make more mess than there was when I started. I'm like, all this stuff comes out cupboards. You're like, yay, my cupboards are so clean. And they're like, oh my God, now I have a whole other room just full of crap. And the thing is, with everything going on in the world, over here in the UK, we've literally just reopened shops again this week. Yeah. So all the what we call our charity shops, I can't remember what you call them over there. But yeah, so anywhere we'd normally take, you call them Goodwill, don't you? Yes. Goodwill stores. So anything we'd normally have just given to Goodwill has just been sat in our houses for a year, just not been able to do anything with it. So yeah. Can't you say crumpets and tea? Crumpets and tea.
I had to point that because one of the things that brings my kids joy is when I have friends from the UK come on, and my 4-year-old wants them then to start repeating every line and song from Peppa Pig. And it's really I can't.
Peppa Pig is sassy. Peppa Pig. She is really sassy.
She is a fireball. Yeah. I am a huge planner, Frank. Oh my gosh, we have other friends here. This is going to be a ladies' show. Are you ready for it? Okay, so first of all, I have to bring on another friend that I haven't seen her face in forever. And I was literally this weekend going, where's my Sherry been? I don't know where she's been. And so I made a note, connect with Sherry this week. And I was intentional about that. And then I saw her in the comments and I was like, there it is. Sherry, how are you, my friend?
Hi.
Hey, Sherry.
Hello. Hi, Jennifer.
Hello.
Hi, Jessica.
I haven't seen your face.
Forever.
I missed you. I know.
I miss you too. I miss you too. It's good to see
know.
you.
You
Look,
too. So what have you been up to?
hanging out at the beach as much as possible.
Okay, you're gone. We're done here. Goodbye.
Yeah,
I love
just
it.
working, and I moved down to South Carolina. I live near the beach now, so I try to go as much as possible. And you just happened to pop up this morning on my timeline, and I have been thinking of you also. And I was like, oh, there she is.
Aw.
So,
I
yeah,
love how that worked out. Yay.
yeah. I love
Sherry
you.
has been a guest on the Breakthrough Show on season 4. And I think that's why my memory is all over the place lately, is because I was doing some stuff behind the scenes with the show. And I've had all these people popping up. And I had a very emotional moment because I realized that after this season, I needed to update the banner on my profile page and include everybody from this season too. And I was like, look at all the people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
crazy.
You've been doing the darn thing.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I had to bring another friend on screen before we continue our conversation. So I'm going to share with you guys something that really brings me joy here in a minute. But she has joined us a couple weeks ago, and I love having her on from my TikTok fam. My friend Dory is here, and she's got her Olaf onesie on this morning.
I put Olaf on this morning. Hold on. Here we go. Here we go. I have Olaf on this morning.
Yes. So good. We know the onesies make us happy around here. Thank you, Care Bear Brandon, for starting that one. I appreciate you. So this is what brings me joy. So there's so many people that kind of compartmentalize their life. They're like, these are the people that I went to school with. These are the people that I work with. This is my family. This was my best friend from, college, whatever, and they kind of keep everybody in these little bubbles. If I could do one thing that would just make me so giddy like a kid in a candy store, it would be to take all of the people from these different areas of my life that I love and mean so much to me and throw them all in to have one big pool party. Like that, and to just be like, this was my best friend in college, and this is one of my favorite people that's been on my show, and you guys should meet and be friends too because they're so awesome. And I am a little bit like, I don't know anybody else that wants to do that.
Do you know what, Jessica? That would be a lot of crazy people all in one place. That would be a lot of crazy people.
Party of the century.
Hold on, you guys. I think we're having some connection issues here.
Can you hear us?
Okay, are we back? Yay.
I think so.
We're here.
Yay.
We're here.
Oh my God.
See,
Listen,
the internet broke with the idea of putting all those people together. If you
and
put all
bringing
these
us all
crazies
together.
in one place, the world would explode. The
It would.
internet exploded.
I mean, listen, and our energy is just, this is what I always say, whoever I have on screen at the time, our energy is just too powerful for the internet.
That's it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It just is what it is. Frank feels like he's on The View right now. So
I'm dead over here. Really?
Chad said it sounds like a potluck. Frank is asking, Frank is one of my college buddies. Speaking of college, can I share college stories? Let me have a few drinks first.
Right.
And we'll talk about that.
Few drinks and then they'll all come out.
They're gonna anyway, right? Thing. So Miss Dory, what is something that's bringing you joy today?
Oh, I had great. I went to the heart doctor. Because I have, if people don't know, I had a stroke and a heart attack. And they found a hole in my heart, so they put a device in to close the hole. well, I had a mini heart attack a few weeks ago, and they thought maybe the device was out of place. Well, I went to the heart doctor, and everything is in place. The monitor is where it should be. And so it was, so everything is good. The only thing they saw was I have a valve that when the blood pumps, it's supposed to open and close. And I have one valve that stays stiff, but they said they don't feel anything to worry about right now. So I got a great health check, and I've been really worried about it because I'm trying to leave Florida and go to New Jersey because my father fell, and I want to be there to help take care of him because, you know, he's close to 80. So I got the clean bill of health, and so I can leave. So I'm so excited about that, you know, just
That's
living
so good.
living every day to its fullest.
Yeah. It reminds us to, you know, I think I can speak for several of us, all of us on the screen right now, that we are helpers and we want to help other people. And we can do more of that when we help ourselves.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
For
so
sure.
I think this was a scare for me because I'm supposed to go every 6 months, and I've been slacking, and I haven't been going every 6 months. So I think this was like a wake up call for me. Okay, get it together, or this is going to happen. So it was good.
So you start to go down that, well, maybe I should have, and what if I did, and what if I've done this, and all of that, you know. And I think everything kind of, it's hard in the moment to know that everything happens in its right time because we're impatient humans. We want it all to be, we want it all to be better and fixed right now. And Jester always with the jokes. Chad, you guys, bless your heart.
Bless our heart, pun intended.
Anne was saying life is precious. Live, laugh, love to the fullest. 100%.
That is so true. That is so true. If you're not living your life and being happy, then why are you living? You know, there's just so much negativity and nasty people out there, and I'm too happy of a person. I'm not going to let those people, you know, sway me or change me, you know?
That goes into like the great point of what I was talking about earlier on in the show today too, though, of you never, and I was talking to my TikTok people, about this before we came on today as well. You don't know face value what someone is going on behind the scenes. When I met Dory's always this hilarious woman who comes in another person's live on TikTok that is always like, you know, making jokes and I would have had no idea that she was going through the stuff that she was going through. And so it's so important for us to have these relationships where we go a little bit deeper and have conversations. And when I heard about her story, I'm like, would you come on, please, in the morning with me? Because when some people in the midst of what they're going through don't understand that joy is possible. They just feel whatever it is that they're going through, and then they're like, well, I can't do this. It's too hard. And there are moments when I think that's valid. But we have the choice of how we process and react and all of that. Miss Sherry,
and other work.
Right, exactly. And some people just don't want to work. That's what the problem is.
You've got to work to be
I'm
happy.
tired. I just want to go to bed. Miss Sherry, other than spending time at the beach, what else has been bringing you joy lately?
It's funny you say that because what caught my attention was obviously the topic today, and then tuning in because yesterday, not to beat a dead horse, but I was sitting at the beach. This is my happy place.
Listen, we can't do this.
We still don't like you. No. We want to go to the beach.
But I go there to think. I get clarity there. And I was sitting there really thinking like, I'm not finding joy, and I have had joy. So I literally yesterday was like, okay, we need to rearrange some things because I need a new joy list. So waking up and seeing this morning, I'm like, oh, this is a sign. You know, everything in the universe pops up when it should. So here I am, and I'm really enjoying the conversation. So Yeah, I'm on a mission to create a new list of things that bring me joy.
I love that. And that's what we have to, that's like the, the point of what we're talking about is that when we go into it on a really spiritual level, we know that we are responsible for our own joy and happiness and all of that. But in the midst of things, it really does feel like that life just hands you a pile of garbage sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Right.
and it does.
And-
it does sometimes.
And right. And so I think that taking it on this very human level of, if you don't have it, look for it. And if you look for it and don't see it, create it. That has been the platform of this show, which is that you are at the core of it in more control than you realize you are. And that can be a very difficult place to be, because then we realize that we're responsible. And then when there's responsibility, like Dory said, there's work. And sometimes we just tired and we don't want to do anything.
Exactly.
Yep.
That was me yesterday. That's why I was sitting at the beach like, oh God. But then I remembered, exactly what you said. You're responsible for creating it. There's a book by Danielle Laporte that I used before, and I'm gonna go back to that and start over again. So yeah.
I'm just knocking stuff off my desk here today. You guys. What's going on? I can't. Yeah. And sometimes it's good. We talked about that on the Breakthrough show last Friday as well, about, now we were talking about it under the topic of nutrition and health and wellness and all that. But sometimes we need to go back to basics. We have shiny thing syndrome as a people. Okay. And the next thing comes out and it's like, oh, that looks good. And maybe that'll help me. And I want that. And then what happens is we end up in the end realizing, I just needed to drink more water.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And go back to the basics of what we're doing. I want to, she's at
the day, she just needs to look outside.
Anne finds joy in painting. That's where I become totally.
I started painting.
Look at that! Yes,
yeah,
I do too.
I love that. In doing in some of the arts as well, where I become a spiritual being. It takes me to a different place. That's such a beautiful sentiment.
Yeah.
I love that. Jimmy said, sometimes you have to take out the trash. It's a reminder that life is all things, and it's how we handle it that makes the difference. Absolutely.
True.
I need a screenshot of that. That was great.
That was very, we will save that. We will save that one. Bye, Frank. Good to have you here in the audience of The View.
Yeah, right.
That's always bringing the squirrels. Just Greg, good morning. Good to see you. A very good way to feel good about the pile of work or whatever massive you have to do is making a list about them and split those big tasks into smaller ones. I like that too.
I do that all the time, because I have, from the stroke, I have memory issues. So if I do not create a list of things that I want to do, and then I just scratch them off as I do them. I'll make a list of, okay, I want to do the dishes, do this, do that, do this today. And then I'll make my list and I'll just scratch things off as I go.
Yeah.
Some days I might have 5 things scratched off. Other days I might not get anything scratched off. And that's okay, because there's days that your body, I know for me, there's days where my body just needs to rest and just recoup. And so if that list doesn't get done, that's okay. Right. But a list works really well for me.
Yeah, 100%. Jennifer, did you see on my Facebook page, I think was it yesterday or the day before I posted it, I asked about the multiple choice question about, if you found out that a friend put in the calendar to connect with you, what, did you see that one? would it A, offend you that they had to put you in the calendar to remember you? Would it B, would you be excited that that was how they even remembered you at all? Would you C, it depends on the person, or D, do you really not give a crap either way? Like, how did you feel about that?
I am a B. My life is B. Like, my friend, this is like a really good tip. I can't remember who taught, I read about it somewhere, and my friends who are from university, who we live quite far apart, so we don't see each other very often. And we have this thing where we set a date in the diary 3 or 4 months in advance, and that date is sacred because we realize that if we try to do something more regularly, it never happened. It just never happened. Life happened. But if we said it, it's amazing how quick 3 months comes round.
Right.
And that's how we've kept our friendship really strong, by having, but we literally schedule each other in, like, okay, when is everyone free in July? Which week? This Saturday, we'll meet someone centrally. We'll go for wine and pizza. We meet up. We have maybe 2 or 3 hours of catching up. And then we probably won't see each other again for another few months. But I have to schedule people in. You know, I've got another friend. We just scheduled each other in for 2 weeks on Friday, and we would both forget. I've even had friends where I've got 2 friends in particular, and the 3 of us together are just really, our word is floopy, just really floopy. We forget everything. So we once actually organized a coffee date, and all 3 of us forgot it. And we didn't realize till 2 days later when I went, oh crap, I missed our coffee date. Why didn't you message me? And they both went, oh, we forgot too. So sometimes it helps to have friends who are just like you, like that, and they're like, oh, never mind, just laugh at it. But I don't take offense at all, because
Chad said writing things down is the only way I remember things. So if you make my calendar, then it's an honor. I tend to agree with that too. And the reason I ask this is because I had a moment with myself, because especially like having done the show and now it being a network and being a part of another network and being a part of a group of people, and the show is expanding, the viewership is expanding, the network of people is expanding. So as we're doing this, like, it's still really important for me to maintain those personal relationships and conversations and just connections with people in general. And I started to think about, like, I had this moment of the other day of thinking about like Sherry and some of the other people that I'm like I had this, like, it's been too long, you know, like it's been too long. And I had this, just, it was a fleeting moment of saying, if they were important to you, wouldn't you remember? And it was just that little, you know, the voice inside of your head that you want to be like, would you sit down and eat some chocolate somewhere? Would you just go?
I think that we get so busy in life, and it's not that we don't want to reach out to people as often as we should. It's just we get so wrapped up in our own life.
Right.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with fitting people in. Like, I do the same thing. Like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to call this friend. I haven't, or tomorrow I'm going to call that friend. Just because it does. Life gets busy, and it's not that you don't mean to. You just get so wrapped up in what you're doing, and people get put to the side.
Right. Yes, 100%. It's easy. And I think we forget sometimes that people, especially if someone that we're close to lives a very different life than us, we don't live in their bubble. We don't know what it's like. We don't know, like we were talking about before, you don't know what goes on behind the camera. Y'all don't know that in about 45 minutes, there's going to be mommy, mom, mommy, mom.
Been there.
I'm hungry. I'm thirsty. Mom, or whatever. Can I go outside? Can I hook up the slip and slide at 7 a.m? No, you may not.
Yep.
You know, and it's like, and in the right before that, I may have thought for a moment, God, I need to call Sherry. and then mommy,
Yeah.
and then it's like, you know, and so when I literally wrote it down this weekend, connect with Sherry this week, it was from a space of going, I really care about her and I want to reconnect with her because it's been too long in my mind that I haven't seen her face and have to be jealous about the beach. It's been too long.
And you know, I think this is one of the things about. Go on, Sherry.
No, I was gonna say, I think we all go through that, and it's easier to beat up on ourselves about it than to just say, you know what? I mean, because honestly, I could have called too, but just like you, it's been busy and running around and, you know, putting out fires. And for what it's worth, I feel like since the pandemic, I forget more, and I don't know that I have more to do, but for whatever it is, it just seems like there's like this unending list, I think, because everything is just starting to blend in together. And so it's easier now to forget. I think it's more important, to Jennifer's point, to put things on a calendar. I mean, I literally, and I'm going to have to jump off of here soon, I have an accountability buddy that we meet Monday through Friday every morning just to remember the 3 most important things we have to get done each day.
I love that.
The list gets longer and longer and longer, and, you know, the days start running together and the hours run together. So yeah,
it's true. And it's one of those things that I think as you're growing, and especially if you're in a space where your family is expanding, your work is expanding, even if you have a lot going on just in your mind of lots of different things going on, we have to understand. So how can we apply this? Like, we have to understand that change is going to happen. We can't keep doing things. We can't, as everything expands, we can't expect ourselves to remember in the way that we used to. And that it's okay to put things in the calendar, and it's okay to write things down, because there really is something special there that you even thought, this person is important enough for me to make myself remember, regardless of anything else that's going on in our lives. And it's hard. It's hard as time goes on. I want to keep in touch with everybody. And like I said, one day, you know, potluck at the beach. We're all going to Sherry's house.
Come on.
I'll swim on over.
Everybody's coming to the beach.
I love it. Jennifer, before I go to break, what were you going to say before when Miss Sherry was talking?
Oh, I was just going to say, I think that is one of the beautiful things about social media and things like Facebook, because, you know, sometimes we can be like, oh my God, I'm so done with social media. But honestly, I would not know what was going on with half the people in my life. You know, honestly, there's people I went on trips with 10 years ago, and we're still friends on Facebook, and I know their kids' names, and I know what's going on in their life, and I know if they're going through divorce, and we'll send each other a little message and just be like, hey, do you remember that amazing time we went to New Zealand together? Do you remember this amazing time? And it's just those lovely little moments of joy you get with people that there's no way you'd be able to keep up with these people normally. And I kind of think that's kind of beautiful, that you can still have those relationships with people that if we were literally in the age of not having social media anymore, you'd be like, I wonder whatever happened to that person, and then you'd have to go and look them up, and then you might never find them again. So I find Facebook's a really good way to keep up with people.
And look, it brought me here to you today.
Yay!
Yes.
Sorry about me.
New friends.
Yeah. Down here. And I met some new friends. So
and a puppy.
There you go.
Yes, and a puppy. Yes. Good morning, puppy. Yes, it's so good to keep in touch with everyone. And I think, you know, it is, I know you guys' jaws are going to hit the floor with this. It is called social media. We are supposed, that's the purpose of it. It was never intended to be this buy my stuff, you know, whatever, you know, kind of place. It was supposed to be about connections.
Yeah.
Right.
Period. And now it become this, you know, at times, keyboard warrior cesspool of a political, and I mean, you can't, there's times when it's like, this is not what this was for.
It's exhausting. It's so exhausting.
It is. I know.
Yeah.
Social, what is that? What does that mean? We are forgetting the social and focusing on the media.
True.
Yeah.
I think we can start a movement to get back to the social.
Yeah.
I do. And I think it's needed. And I'm a marketer. So, that's the last thing a marketer wants to hear. But I mean, really, I'm with you. I think that we've gotten away from the social. And we need the social more now than ever. I mean, Canada's going through their 4th lockdown. We're all in different locations.
Yeah.
So, I think we should start the movement.
I'm having a moment with this comment because if we look at it from the perspective of being marketed to, are we going to be what they want us to be? Or are we going to be the product? Are we going to be what we want to be as the product, meaning actually social, meaning real connections, meaning no more of this thumbs up BS. You TikTok people know what I'm talking about this morning. Make a comment, go deeper, create relationships, and know a little bit of what's going on behind the camera. Take the time to get to know that. And this whole process of social media, going on TikTok, has been literally the best thing that I've done in my business, because it's been about people getting to know me on a personal level. And I have people like Anne and Chad, aka Jester, and all of these people that I can't even get to everybody. Jimmy, we peer pressured on getting on TikTok. So it's been about people getting to know me.
Big on peer pressure you are.
I try. These are people that they've gotten to know me, and now they come and watch the show. And it was never this, I'm going to go on live on TikTok to tell them to come watch my show. It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that at all. I literally, I was on there to embarrass my kids. I mean, let's just be honest about it. I was there. But ladies, this has been so fun for me this morning. And I've so enjoyed doing this show because it's different people pop on. You all know that you're welcome anytime. Anytime at all, click that link and come join me any Monday morning. And I would love to have you and go down the joy rabbit hole with my friends. I appreciate you all. Thank you all so much for being here this morning.
Kisses.
Yeah, you're so welcome. We love you.
I love you too. All right, guys, we are going to be back in just a minute for more of Project Joy Live.
Breakthroughs are about more than you might think. They're about discovering who you are, digging deep, reaching to the core of your soul. They're about healing yourself, understanding your beliefs, creating a ripple effect. And it's not just those initial moments that matter. It's about using them to bring more joy into our own lives and the lives of others. It's about having fun, letting loose, enjoying every moment life has to offer. It's about finding a safe space. It's about creating connection. Join us each and every month for exclusive programming, where we invite you to go beyond the breakthrough. So we ask you, are you ready? We'll see you online at thebreakthroughshow.com.
Welcome back, everybody, to Project Joy Live. I'm your host, Jessica Dugas. And as always, this has been an amazing show here today. It was so fun to have the ladies on to join me this morning. Totally impromptu. Had no idea that any of them were going to come on today. And that is something that really brings me joy about this show, is that it's not edited, it's not scripted, it's not anything but a good time with friends. And we talked about starting us off that it's so important for us to surround ourselves with people that lift us up and bring us joy in our lives. Guys, we are going to be back next week, same time, same place, for more Project Joy Podcast Live. I would invite you to join us, and always join us. You're welcome to join us live on air and share a moment of joy or gratitude, of course, and we would love to have you here. I want to give a big thank you to Jennifer Ishbel, to Dory Huff, to Sherry Goodall. Thank you all so much for being here today. Thank every single one of you who is watching or listening wherever you are. Thanks to everybody on TikTok as well. I'm going to be with you guys in just a minute. And for the rest of you, I hope to see you throughout the week. But if not, I really hope to see you back here next week, the same time, same place, for more Project Joy Live. And I want to encourage you to create joy in your life. All right, guys, we'll see you next time. You've been listening to the Project Joy podcast with your host, Jessica Dugas. We'll see you again next Monday and every Monday for another episode to start your week off right.